Are you ready to create a life you crave? Let's spin that doom loop of negativity into an upward success cycle and start living lucky.
Good morning.
I'm Jana.
I'm Jason.
And we are living lucky.
You are too.
We want to talk about the power of giving and how it really is contagious. What we put out into the world comes back to us. Some people call it karma. Some people call it the law of reciprocity.
That's where I was going. Yep.
And there's usually a latency period.
Right.
You give something and then it usually...
Why am I always the one giving? When's it going to come back?
People go into that mindset. Like, oh my gosh, I'm starting to feel like I'm being taken advantage of.
I've been
All
there.
I do is give, give, give.
All I do is give no matter what.
Exactly. So Jason and I want to take this podcast to just recognize.
Yeah, just the last 3 days.
In the last 3 days, the amount of things that have come our way, it is really crazy. And I just have to tell someone about this because literally we have had this never happens to us, or maybe it does and I just don't notice it.
I think that's more what's happening is we actually got to see the connection between.
Okay, so it all starts out, Sheila, who listens to this podcast. In fact, I know she's listening right now. Sheila reached out to us and said, hey, I'm giving a speech tomorrow night. Do you mind looking at it? And Jason and I were like, yeah, let's do that.
Happy to.
So we looked at her speech. We kind of made a few tweaks here and there. We sent it back just out of the kindness of our heart because Sheila has supported us.
Yeah. And we've worked with her in the past and we've worked with her daughter in the past.
And then we showed up for our speaking engagement and we literally offered the group the same thing. Hey, if we can help you in any way, shape, or form, here is our personal cell phone number. We're going to throw this out there and we're here as a source for you. So we did start we started the week by giving.
And one of those things about giving your cell phone number out, sometimes you feel like there's no way I'm going to give my cell phone out in this large of a group.
I know, I've felt that
people,
before.
I don't think people take advantage of it.
People are pretty responsible.
They are very responsible. And
yes.
So I thought, okay, if I do this, there's a chance that I could get overwhelmed and flooded with phone calls.
That hasn't happened.
But the thing is, very specific people that said, that's exactly what I need right now. I'm going to call and see if that was a genuine offer.
Okay, so now listen what has happened. In just the last 48 hours, we needed to get a boat cover. So we had this guy come out to look at our dock and to make a screen. And next thing you know, he's like, oh my gosh, you're Jana Banana from Real Radio.
And Living Lucky Podcast.
I listened to you for so many years. I want to give you a discount.
Yep.
So he gave us a 10% discount on the screens we were buying. And we were like, yeah, that's awesome. Then we go to this dance competition last night. And not only did the doorman, he recognized us and said, oh my gosh, come on in, which saved us a lot of money on tickets. I hope you realize that. I do
realize that. It was a very kind gesture. We weren't expecting it.
And then we decided to go get some sushi because I was starving, and the sushi people validated our parking for us. Yeah. And they said, we're not supposed to do this. We don't normally do this, but
you brought us so much joy.
We just love your energy. So we're going to do this for you. I'm like, oh yeah, great. Thank you.
I will receive it.
Then today we had, literally last week, everything was breaking. So today we had a washing machine repairman at the house. And I don't know why, but I got a random phone call earlier today from the Paralyzed Veterans of America saying they were going to be in my neighborhood and wondered if I had anything I could possibly donate to them.
You're like, oh yeah, we'll have a crate of things out there.
I literally said, yeah, you know what? That'll give us an opportunity to clean out some things. Yes, please stop by my house. I will donate as much as I can. Well, the repairman who's working on our washing machine hears me say this and says, oh my gosh, because you are donating to the Paralyzed Veterans of America, I want to donate to you.
Yeah.
So then he gives us a discount on our washing machine.
Almost a 20% discount off the repairs.
And and he didn't charge us for the
for the other repairs.
Yes. He was just like, oh, while I'm here, I'll look at it.
And we'll give you 100% off of that one.
So I just want to say, things like this are happening all the time. We don't always stop and say thank you for them or really, really live in that space of gratitude.
Yeah, sometimes we're waiting for that. We want to see it ricochet off where we sent it, where we gave, and we want to have that ricochet come right back to us that way. And This is like a very angular ricochet.
It's the triangle switch.
There you go.
You give to one person and it doesn't come back to you immediately. It takes a triangle.
Yeah, one of the things I've always said is it all comes out in the wash. It's like if it's wherever it is, it's going to come out when you mix it. When you mix everything together and you churn it up, you'll realize that you are getting it back from everywhere. But it does take sometimes that, hey, it's almost like a bell ringing. Like we had the bell rung repeatedly for the last 2 days on, hey, this is how it's coming back to you. It's coming back to you immediately, and it's coming back to you right now and in mass form.
In mass form. In fact, I look back and we have been planting seeds for the last 10 years.
Maybe more. I got a call a couple of weeks ago from someone that I managed 20 years ago. And they just said, hey, I just wanted to call and tell you, I am so thankful for you, who you are as a person and how you were as a manager. I would have followed you through fire, and I still would.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, and it touched me. I was like,
you didn't tell me that.
I was like, yeah, it was Tim Harper.
Why didn't you tell me that?
And I think I was holding it for just to enjoy that space. And I figured it would probably come up in a podcast. But it was incredible for me to hear that because
I see you glowing right now.
Well, because a lot of times you feel like I'm
here's
managing these people. Oh, thank you. Dab my little eye sweat. But yeah, and sometimes you just like you don't know when you're pouring in, and you're also giving grace because a lot of times, as a manager, there needs to be space for grace.
Well, even Sheila, who I started this podcast with, she sent me a text today, and she's actually stepping up and managing.
She got elected president.
Yes, and it was funny in her text. She said, a few years ago, I started out as a follower of you and Jason, and I just listened to your podcast and thought, I'm going to learn a few mindset tricks here and there. And she goes, and now I'm actually becoming it.
Yeah, she is it. I mean, I see her post, I see what she's doing, and she has embraced that living lucky lifestyle. And when she loses sight of it, she reaches out, which is exactly what we want from past clients and current clients and future clients.
It's just take time to notice all of the abundance that's coming back to you. And like I said, some people call it karma. Some people call it the law of reciprocity. Jason, I've often seen you have posted on your social media before, like when you are carrying coffee.
Yeah.
And someone spills your coffee.
You're like, why did you spill the coffee? Well, because that's what was in the cup.
Because that's what's in the cup. So whatever's in the cup
is going to spill out.
Is going to come out.
And it's going to also wash back over you. So if you're angry, if you have anger inside, that's going to come back. But if you live in your true values, which I think for most people, love is going to be high on that list. Gratitude, like there's a lot of very high vibrational pieces in there. If you fill up enough and recognize that's what's in your cup and continue to put that in, that's what's going to spill out. And then that's going to create waves and ripples that are going to come back and wash over you.
And so just to recap on that, giving has been something that I literally, when I go into a room, I literally ask myself the question, how can I give? How can I serve? How can I contribute? What can I bring to the table? What can I bring?
I would mark this in stone. Giving is absolutely a gift that you give yourself.
I know, but then once you start thinking like that, then you're taking away from the true intention.
No, well, but you don't have to. You just have to know that I can always give, and it's a gift that I'm giving because I know it's going to come back. But let go of that expectation of how and where, and just always be looking for the gratitude, always be looking for how you can see the abundance all around you all the time.
I like that. I think that's how we're going to button it up today. Thanks for joining us.
Keep living lucky.
And keep giving. Bye-bye. If the idea of living lucky appeals to you, visit us at startlivinglucky.com.